How are you?
Doing great, man. Doing great. Appreciate you having me.
What's tougher, being a dad or getting through traffic?
Traffic's brutal right now.
It's bad. Yes. But I appreciate you just jumping right here, and you're running all over the place.
Yeah.
So.
Oh my. Of course. Yeah. Right out of the car. Right onto the chair. You fired up to be here.
I know. I appreciate that. Courtesy of FedEx, it's spotlighting tonight's FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year awards. FedEx is going to donate $15,000 to Feeding America food banks in each of the winning players' home markets. Oh, is that the trophy right there?
All right.
Look at that.
Sweet.
We should put a microphone in front of it. If only that trophy could talk. Pretty cool.
Yeah, really cool.
How are you doing? How's
doing
everything
great.
with you?
I'm doing great. Yeah, doing fantastic, man. Body feels good, and pumped to be here.
Okay, cool. Well, how would you term? I'll ask you. I asked your guy Juszczyk last week about you and about the season. How would you term? Would you term this 49ers season a success, Christian McCaffrey?
Well, there's always one team happy at the end of the year. And, every year I've played, don't have the Super Bowl yet. And so you always end up a little bit bitter. But I think the more experience you get in your career, the more I feel so much gratitude for teams like the one I was just on.
Right.
Because of the resilience, because of the fight, the character, all the things you would want in a football team, this team had. Wasn't easy. We had a lot of adversity throughout the season, but guys just showed up every single day. And it's a good reminder that, the fundamentals of football, hard work, dedication to the craft, blocking and tackling, not some serious speech or potion that did it. It was more just guys showing up every day. And, obviously we didn't end up the way we wanted to, but, it was one of those teams where you'll look back on and I'll be really proud to be a part of it.
Well, I would term it a success, honestly, because of who did not play and for whatever the reasons were. And you guys just kept on clicking week in and week out. Did Kyle's ever mention anything? Like what did he do potentially any differently this year for this team to succeed, for Kyle Shanahan at the helm?
Yeah, I mean, Kyle's the coach of the year in my book. I think when you look at all of the adversity that we had to go through and still to get to where we did, that's a testament to the staff, the players that Jed and John and Kyle have brought into the building. And then it's a testament to the leadership. When you have a guy like a Fred or a Bosa or a Kittle or Brock, whatever, when you have them go down and the depth to be able to come in and produce, that's a big deal because that can go the other way. And so whenever you have that, it's a testament to the culture. And that starts with leadership. And again, just, it was a cool team to be a part of in that way.
It was just 49er fans were just out of their skulls about how well you guys played. So I would say congratulations on that. And I know you'd rather be in the game. Clearly, I understand that. Interestingly enough, if I'm not mistaken, I'm trying to go in my head here, you were on the team with Sam Darnold in Carolina, correct? Before you got traded?
Yep.
Later that season when he showed up, or was it the same year or
year later? No, I was OTAs with him, camp with him, I was with him for a year, and then I was with him for the year that I got traded. So I left him in the middle of the year, and then I was with him again in San Francisco.
So can you add any extra to what we're talking about, his journey and what he's been able to do? You had a front row seat to the team that drafted him, sending him to your team, and then seeing what happened there as well. Any extra?
Yeah, Sam's become one of my better friends, and it's always weird when you watch somebody like Sam, who you watch him every day. He's unbelievably talented. You talk about a guy that can make any throw on the field. He can run. He's impressive, and I don't think I even understood how good he was until he came to Carolina. And a lot of times quarterbacks get so much credit. They also get so much blame. And it's not always their fault. And I think Sam was in so many situations that, I can say it because I'm not Sam and I'm his friend. They weren't his fault. And, all he did was bite down and continue to grit through injuries and all these other things and maybe some unfair situations and persevere through it all. And he never said anything. He showed up as a professional every single day, didn't blame anyone, didn't make excuses. And, when you're that talented and stuff just isn't working out, that can be emotionally and mentally taxing. But he's been inspiring to watch from my perspective because I know him, because I played with him. and to see him just continue to trek and continue to show up every day, take Minnesota to a 14-win season and go to the playoffs in his first year with the team. And then, then he has to go through it again. They get rid of him. And now he's playing in a Super Bowl. And so somebody like that, it's cool to see them getting their flowers.
And between all that, Christian, you saw him, you were teammates with him after the team that drafted him sends him to another spot. And then you were there when he shows up as a backup, right? In San Francisco, right here. What did you see from him that you're willing to share when he's walking around the building basically getting ready just in case he needs to be ready, and his career is now looks like he's a backup quarterback at that point in time?
Yeah, Sam when he was a starter, Sam when he was a backup, same guy.
No kidding.
I think that's what makes him so special. He's the same guy every single day. He's not into what people are saying about him, good or bad. I mean, he's actually one of the people that told me one time, he's like, when you read stuff about yourself, it's like buying a stock. And now you own the stock, and so if it's good, it's good. But you also have to read the bad if that's how you go about your life. And I just remember him telling me that. I just thought of that, But he has so much wisdom and he has so much maturity that he brings to a group. If he's the backup, he's accepting his role, and he's going to go out there and be the best backup on the planet. If he's the starter, he's playing in a Super Bowl. And I think that's just a testament to his character.
So this doesn't surprise you?
Not at all. Not at all.
What do you say to people who are surprised about it?
Look, he's playing in a Super Bowl.
Yeah, right.
I don't have to say anything. He's, he's doing it. He's in the middle of doing it.
Right. So, are you rooting for the Seahawks? I know that puts you in a tough position here.
Yeah, as a player, you don't root for teams.
Right.
You never root for teams. You're so competitive with everybody. So it's one of those things where I'll always only root for whatever team I'm on.
Right.
And but you watch football and you hope it's a good game. But as somebody that's not playing in the Super Bowl, you look forward to that Monday morning because it's the official move on date. And it's just fuel to the fire to continue to grow and continue to try to get there.
We had Kyle Juszczyk on the show, as I mentioned last week, and I asked him, what makes you great? And he talked about your dedication, and he talked about the offseason, and he talks about how you're always about it. Where do you get that from? Like, where do you find your fire from, Christian McCaffrey?
That's a good question. I think I love football. I think it's that simple. I love football. I love everything that has to do with it. I love my teammates. We get to play a kid's game for a living, and Sundays are so fun. It takes a lot of hard work and a lot of hardships, a lot of trials and tribulations to earn the right to play on Sundays. But man, I love it. I love training. I love taking care of my body. I like feeling good. And I like competing. And so, there's so much that you have to do to get to the point where you can kind of earn the right to go out there and compete. And it's a blessing to be able to play in the NFL, so I don't take it lightly. And I try to respect the game. I know it has an end date. So for me, it's while I'm playing, man, I'm going to give it my all every day. And I know I have teammates that do the same. And, those guys are so inspiring to me. And, I genuinely love football. I love my teammates. And I, try to respect the game and do whatever it takes.
Do you have a chip on your shoulder?
Always, man.
From what? What's your biggest chip?
You can, find anything. I won a Super Bowl. I think everybody on our team wants to win the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. And so, when you get close and you don't get there, that's a chip you'll die with that chip. And so, I don't know. I find chips. You know what I mean? If there isn't a chip, I'll look online and find one. So I'll try to find something, right, man. Try to find something. Yeah. I mean, I love competing. I love when someone tells me I can't do something or you're not good enough or this or that. I've been hearing it my whole life, and so sometimes it actually gets old. But no, man, I think there's the chip on the shoulder that I'll always have. I think probably for the rest of my life. I think it's in my DNA. It's been with me since I was a kid. I think it's just growing up with three brothers, that's probably why. You're always competing and you're always losing. When you have an older brother, you're getting your ass kicked all the time. So you learn how to compete. You learn how to get better. You're constantly obsessed with how you can fix your mistakes so that you can go out there and win.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that you were supposed to not be able to run between the tackles when you were coming into the NFL, that's a chip?
That was a thing, yeah. Which is why one of the reasons I went to Stanford. I was like, you know what, man? There's all these other schools and people. I was the scat back, and I was like, if I go to Stanford, they can't argue that I can't run between the tackles. And then I ran power for a living for like 3 years.
And still, that was
the narrative. I never,
going into the NFL. I remember that.
Exactly.
I remember that.
Well, just imagine if you had played in the bowl game.
That's another one. You're a bad teammate. Let's not
bowl
forget
game? Yeah.
Sun Bowl. Let's not forget the old Sun Bowl, huh, Christian?
Yeah, I mean, now it's I don't know how many guys the next year missed bowl games, but I think it was like in the hundreds.
You're the godfather of this, man. You're like the George Washington.
I'm a pioneer.
Let's not forget that.
Me and Leonard Fournette, I saw
right.
Leonard Fournette wasn't playing in the bowl game, and I'm like, that's my competition. He's probably training for the combines. I started thinking more about it, and there was obviously more that went into it, and we laugh, but that was one of the hardest decisions I've ever had to make in my life, and I had to take a lot, for making that decision. And but man, I'm here now and happy with that decision. And you look at the college football landscape now, guys are getting paid, guys are getting what they deserve. College it's a professional sport. They're televised, marketing, jersey sales, stadiums, all that stuff. They deserve to get paid, man. And we didn't have that, and so it's cool to see that the landscape is changing. Obviously, I think they'll have to have some checks and balances with a lot of things, but it's cool where it's headed.
So in a couple minutes I have left, again, courtesy of FedEx, we'll talk about the Aaron Brown NFL Player of the Year awards tonight. You mentioned, you're one of 4 brothers. Are you the youngest or you're not?
I'm number 2.
Okay.
Older and 2 younger.
If I'm not mistaken, Drake May's the youngest of 4 brothers, right?
Yep.
So that you look at him and you're like, okay, I get it, right? That he's as competitive as he is. Right?
No, 100%. I think anytime you have, especially 3, I look at my younger brother, knowing that he's the youngest of 4.
Yes.
My youngest brother, Luke, is definitely he plays for Washington, obviously, and he's the fieriest of all of us for sure. That competitive, I mean, it's built in. It's in your blood at that point when you're the youngest of 4. So
the all shucks Drake May that you see, don't buy it, is what you're saying.
No, he's a killer. Yeah. Whatever persona he gives you, he is a killer, I promise you.
Yeah, because he's the youngest of 4 brothers.
Yep.
I love that. So the FedEx Aaron Brown NFL Player of the Year awards. Okay, man. What names there are? Josh Allen, Trey McBride, Puka, Bijan, Matthew Stafford, and Jonathan Taylor are all in the mix, right? And you are the 2025 winners. You and Drake May and Jackson Smith-Njigba have been named FedEx Aaron Brown NFL Players of the Year. So congratulations.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you. It's a huge honor. Huge honor. Appreciate it.
That is pretty cool, right?
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, FedEx has been amazing too. I mean, this award's been around for 23 years. It's voted for by the fans, which is really cool. And again, they're giving $15,000 to Feeding America Food Bank here in San Francisco.
Awesome.
And so it's a great partnership, and really honored and blessed to receive the award.
And again, I'd love that you talk about your team, and I understand what that's all about. And I'm not being flippant about it. But if you win Comeback Player of the Year award tonight, that's for you. That's for you. That's for your wife. That's for everybody who's in your circle, right? What would that mean for you if you win Comeback Player of the Year award, Christian?
Oh man, it would mean a lot. I think of all the years I played, this one was interesting because there was so many things being thrown at me. And last year ending the season that way and having to rehab multiple things to start, there was so much doubt, transparently, and really uncertainty with how the season was going to play out. But you said it, man. It takes a village. We have our team, we have our trainers, we have our teammates, our coaches, there's so many people involved. But then in the off season, you're your own team, and you got to have good coaches, you got to have good staff, and it really does take a village. It takes consistent commitment to helping us get to where we want to be. And so I'm really thankful for all of everybody, and they know who they are, for my trainers, my bodywork people, everybody that played a part in helping me get to where I'm at, man. I feel very, very blessed and, thankful because it was a hard year. My wife, I had a baby, which was the coolest thing ever. And having my daughter was, I like to say, was my superpower, man, because that was a good day, bad day. You come home and you see her and takes away all the pain.
No kidding. What's her name?
Colette.
Sorry?
Colette.
Mm-hmm. And so what's the toughest thing about being a dad that you learned you didn't know going in for you?
Well, it softened me up, for sure.
It did.
Yeah. It's
girl dad,
man.
man.
Girl dad, man.
Oh, yes.
You come home, you see that smile, and she wants to see it. She's noticing the world, and you can't help it. But it's been so much fun, man. It's been cool watching my wife become a mom, and how much she loves it. And so it's just been awesome, man.
But diaper changing, you're in the mix, right? You do this?
I changed her first diaper. I didn't want anyone else. I'm like, this is my job. First diaper.
Okay.
To be honest with you, I've been lacking. I've been lacking. I owe a few diaper changes.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
But you know what? It's called, responsibility.
Yeah. It's
and you're taking accountability. That's a sign of leadership.
There are areas where I need to get better. That's one of them.
That's a sign of leadership.
Yep.
Even though you're clearly dropping the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. I say that now. In a year, I'm going to say the same thing.
Oh, by the way, you're finished though. You're finished though. I mean, my daughter is now 12, and it's time for her to get to sleep, and she doesn't have like her ice water that she likes to have, and she'll look at me and, can you go downstairs, Dad?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God.
And he goes down.
Yes, the answer is yes. She knows the answer is yes. Before she even asks, she'll give me a look. Yeah, man, you're finished.
Right.
You're finished, but it's all good.
Good.
Congratulations on everything happening
Appreciate
in your
it, man.
world.
Thank
I
you.
hope you get to hear your name tonight the way
Thanks,
you want
Rich.
it.
Yeah,
you got it. Christian McCaffrey, again, FedEx.
Hey, guys.
Is spotlighting the FedEx Air and Ground NFL Player of the Year awards, $15,000 of Feeding America food banks in each of the winning players' home markets.
Hey, you made it all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Check us out every single day streaming live on Disney Plus and the ESPN app 12 to 3 Eastern.